Hey, let's get moving and a grooving. So we need to get everything up and going. So we're going to now start into another game between Burge versus Ta Jazz Bake or Baker. Let's call it Bake. Because I really can't pronounce the first, but I could do the last. White is Bake, and black is Burge. Berg. Oops, I gotta flip the board. Sorry about that, guys. I always forget to do that sometimes. Okay, so I gotta turn that off. So we're doing the Winier, and we know how the Winier starts. The Winier starts East 4, E6, D4, D5. And so what happens is he goes. Remember, if he didn't do that, and let's say he pushed onward, what is that? That's the advanced variation. And if he played here, that's the Tarrasch variation. So, but we're going over the Winier, which is knight c3, bishop b4, e5. Remember, we showed why e5 is an important move. If the bishop intercepts, which is a mistake, you play bishop takes knight, bishop takes, pawn takes, and then you win a pawn. So then you hold that pawn forever and you got the entire game, guys. So okay, so that's why he goes e5 to stop the takes potential, c5, which is a standard line, a3, and then at this point we take. That's just how the line goes. Takes, and queen c7. Remember queen c7, because what we're wanting to do is after a takes, or maybe if takes here, we could actually take with the queen, and we're attacking with the potential for a check. So this is a power move. Queen c7 is a power move that potentially allows a check on c3. And if the queen moves, potentially we win the c2 pawn and c3. The knight comes to knight f3. Not the best move. That's more of an inferior saying to you, I trust what you're gonna do. I know you're okay, and I'm gonna play kind of slightly passive. See, the idea for black is he's got a bad dark squared bishop. I mean light squared bishop. And so what we have to do is we need to excuse me, I gotta get a drink of water. My throat got a little croaky there for a second. That's better. Something, I don't know why sometimes that happens, but back to what we're saying. This bishop, if we could trade this bishop off here with a knight for that bishop, he's left with a bad bishop, a bad dark square bishop, and we can use that to mass effect. Because remember, to close position, if we ever had to, we can go c4, close the position down, castle queen side, and we're good to go. So he starts with the plan of trading. a4 is played, bishop to a6, excellent game. This is an important spot. He played correctly and takes. Now now we have two knights versus the bishop and knight. Excuse me about that. And so what we want to do is keep the position closed and then start smacking at the weak pawns, these weak pawns here and here, and just get these pawns attacked. Queen e2, knight b8, because he wants to reroute it to c6 again, and then potentially he could take, and there's an attack here. You know, there's a whole bunch. He castles, knight e7, and the interesting thing is there's no longer any situation for black, he now has the potential to castle kingside if he wants to. The ability of the attack on h7 is gone, so the light square and queen that would be here to attack that is gone. Sorry about that, guys. Just one more sec, one more drink. And so he does a very smart thing. Actually, the 1 second, hold on, reconnect. There we go. White tries to open up the position because he has a dark square bishop. So the more he can get off the dark squares, the better his dark square bishop will become. The more that opens up, the better it is for black. I mean, not for black, but for white. So, but black's idea, remember what we talked about, guys, was to get rid of these 2 pawns here. If we could take these pawns off the board, yes, it's no longer closed, but we'll have central majority. So he takes, queen takes. Now, this is an interesting sitch. That was a power move because it's going after a weak pawn and potentially to jump into knight to b6. Knight b6 is huge as well. The power move is attacks the queen, prepares to push, and then potentially he may be able to jump into d5 and then maybe into c3. You know, there's a lot of different moves that black has. e1, because what he has to do is he has to protect that twice because it's being attacked twice. So he castles kingside. Now the position is going to start heating up. e5. e5, if you notice, guys, has the idea of trading off the attacks, so it gains a tempo for white. But what the sitch is, though, it actually helps bring another attacker on the weak e pawn. There's only 2 excuse me, there's only 2 defenders of the e pawn. 3 attackers, 2 defenders, so something's gonna have to come up and save that. Yeah, he basically has to use the queen to protect this e5 pawn, because if this pawn ever goes, there is total freedom from Burge. So now he does a very wise thing. He takes the open file. Power move is to come to b2, start attacking the second rank with his rook. It's 2 rooks. c3, he wants to stop the infiltration of the second rank, because if he goes here now, there's really nothing that he can do. So what Burge is trying to do now is kick out the bishop. The bishop goes back, protecting the pawn, so that if there was a potential play on b3 for the rook to attack, this bishop covers it. But think about it, a bishop's guarding a pawn. That should tell you there. Rook now. He's got, like Jeremy Silman said, the ideas are to take open over the 2 open files. Burge has the open files. He has more active pieces. It's a semi-closed position because there's still pawns in the center, but there's one that's missing. So that's why it's semi-closed. h4, rook b2. Now here comes a sweet move that's going to be happening soon. He's more likely going to open that up, and then he'll be able to implant his knight either here or here. Look, a d1. He has to now bring a defender to the bishop. If you notice that Baker is actually reacting to all of Burge's ideas. So we have to take into consideration when you start reacting to your opponent's ideas, it's a sign that you're in trouble and you need to reconsolidate your position or do something to get back into the game and not be the one that whatever's going on is happening to you. Be proactive, not reactive. Okay, the knight comes in. There we go. Remember, we talked about that. He goes a5. attacking the knight. Knight d2, not d2, d5. Knight b4. It's funny. This knight's like jumping all over board. It's going like hello, hello, hello. It's like then it's like please take me. Then because if we take back here, or potentially you'll probably take with the rook because then you have a more you have tension. So the bishop isn't going to do that. He's going to go after the undermining of the structure because here, let's just say he took, right? There's a problem with that. Potentially you have a takes right there. You also now have a threat here. Actually, you got to be very careful, don't you? Let's see, if you took here, the only problem is you have a passer and he's got a passer, and this could actually be stopped. So you'd want to take with the rook. That's a very important move. Because if takes here, you take with the queen, and then if he plays something like there, you can always let's see here, you could probably play queen here, defending and also preparing for the take. Maybe even better is actually takes, now that I think about it, because he left that pawn to be taken, so it's winning. Do you see that? That's why Bake didn't do that. So rook takes, knight c, and now he's going to try to, he's a triple attacking again on there. Well, he's got a passed pawn outside one of all things. Queen d4. What he's trying to do is, so if the queen plays here, he takes. I mean, if his queen plays here, you take, and then take. So H. So he's retreated back. He's really, if you notice, White's really overextending his pawns structure. It's kind of interesting. He is attacking though. He's making Burge have to react slightly to his attacks. So bishop takes f, king takes f, c5. Now the pawn has infiltrated into black's territory. So this is becoming, there's 3 pawns that are infiltrated in at this moment, and there's a lot of pressure and room squeezing from White. So potentially the idea could be queen to d6. That's a potential idea, that if trades, he has a protected passer at that point. So there's a lot of ideas. So queen there, queen queen e4, interesting. Potentially now he has that idea, and then in comes the knight. So yeah, rook b5. Ooh, right on in. Ouch. Rook takes pawn, queen check, and he takes that pawn. So he's trying to get another one on this side. Knight takes, queen takes, queen takes. Now you should want a pawn. Then queen takes the pawn. So Burge is up 1 pawn, and it's an important pawn, outside passer. Yes, potentially these pawns can make they can make one pass pawn, because what can happen is this one, let's say here, and then if something happens there, you can just push onward. They're not confronting each other. So queen d2, he's trying to get a mate. That right there is checkmate. So Burge has to guard against that. He plays rook d5. Now in comes, there's still a check. King f6, queen c3 check, king g. Then you have rook e1, and he's preparing to do he wants to get off that. The more trades that happens helps Burge, because Burge has one thing that White doesn't, an outside pass pawn. and he'll be able to do, remember what we talked about, Jeremy Silman, fox in the chicken coop. You decoy the farmer with one pawn, and then the fox comes in and takes the hens in the hen house. A5. So now he's starting his advantage of an attack. A5. Queen's coming straight on in. There's a pin now. That's a strong move. Very strong move. He's cutting off everything for white. So if this rook ever goes off the back rank, let's just say here, potentially a rook there could happen. And then if rook goes back, takes, queen takes, there's some pressure that can happen. There's check, king g2 7, check, king g6, c check, and then queen to f5. He was kind of tickling his opponent to see what would happen if his opponent kind of would do some odd looking move, which then would allow him to be more strong in his attack. So queen e7, I mean c3, sorry. In comes, now he's trying to trade off if he can. Wow, the queen's coming right in to the soft spot, the underbelly of the king. There's a check. And he's tickling him a little bit. Now he's hiding. H4, he moves, check, H. It's kind of like, really? This is like getting kind of funny. He's trying, white's trying his darndest to do something. And he's taking advantage of every weakness that he's doing. It's just like, what? C. Uh-oh. Now is a problem here. And at this point he resigns. And I want you to see why he resigns. You guys already know why he resigns. We'll give you guys an opportunity to see the move why he resigns, because this is an important move. We will take a look and see what we got here. If you guys say that either queen or rook there would be mate, you're correct. And sadly, there's no way to stop this from happening because there's no more checks. The king, even if he moved here, you have mate. Let's say you tried to trade off here. You got mate there. You got mate here. And then let's say he even tried doing, that. You take, and let's just say that he tries rook, so you just move right back up, and there's nothing that he could do. It's all over. So with that, let's do some puzzles, because I wanted to show you a winner game where it went out like over 60 moves. So let's see here, what do we have? Let's be very, very wise on our decision moves. Let's see about power moves. Is there a check? Is there a fork? Is there a preparation for a check? Is there a preparation for a fork? Let's see. What do we have? Are there pins, skewers? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Okay, the queen's idea is to attack the knight. More likely, he's going to try to do another attack here. So let's see. How could we do this? Let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, let's see. Oh, this bishop is threatening mate here. if we play, I think we have a mate if I'm not mistaken. Rook takes rook, knight to e2 check, and then if rook takes, queen checkmate, and there's nothing to stop that. So let's do it. Smack. Smack attack, yeah. Okay. Let's just stay focused and calm and see what we got here. It's a good thing we just didn't move our knight, because that would have been a sad state of affair. We needed to analyze to see why he moved his queen there. We would have got checkmated. We would have lost a knight and not gotten anything in place for it. So let's see here. Let's see. Excuse me. Long day at studying and work. So it takes there. Let's see, if we play queen takes knight, king takes, rook takes, bishop takes, takes check, Interesting. We could actually win this rook, now that I think about it. Good thing I didn't take, because that, I don't know what I was thinking there. Why not just take the rook? Okay, queen takes rook, bishop takes queen, and then rook takes queen. I like that. There we go. Booyah. We're doing good, guys. Just gotta stay focused and calm. And collect and think about the power moves. Let's see. So we have a discovery, guys. Trying to see, because I'm thinking knight there is a great idea, because what it does is it cuts the queen out from coming back to protect this pawn here. Also undiscovers an attack on the queen. So after we move here, let's see, where could he move? Only spot would be there. And then we snap the bishop off. Because he can't go here, here, here. Let me analyze that one more time to see. Here, can he do anything? Can he do anything? He has to move his queen. He potentially maybe could take the knight, then we take the queen. I really don't see any other move. Let's see, is there anything else? Anything else? No, I like that. I don't know. Now that's a different. Okay, let's say that we now we got to calculate this now a little bit. Here, check, then we move back. Otherwise, if we come here, the queen comes over and then he's got a mega attack. So that's kind of forced. There's a pin for the queen, so this move sequence is really an interesting idea, because let's see. We have actually a pin there. So let's see if we can work around this position to see if there's any power moves that we got here. This is being attacked, by the way, too, so let's see. Look for power moves, that's what we have to look for. Gotta think about this. And so, and I'm more than happy if you guys want to chat about the position. Put your comments in if you have kind of an idea, and we'll work through it. Let's see here. Let's just take a look at move 4. Let's see. Trying to think what could be played here. And well, we could try knight here, and then there with check. Because then if the king moved here, we could check there. So I'm going to go with this move. Power move, we set up for a check fork. There's always subtle moves that are set up, guys, so just keep that in mind when you're playing. Is this that simple? Let's say bishop takes check, king moves, then pawn takes, then bishop takes. Let's see if what we're saying is right. Okay, there. I don't really see anything else that is a potential idea besides that. Besides takes. I don't see any move that makes any more sense than that. See, if we take here, check, he has to move, then we take with the pawn and bishop takes. We're up a whole, actually we're not, yeah, we're up a whole piece. I'm going with it. Oh. Pawn takes? Oh, Snikes. The reason this doesn't work is the knight. Gotcha. Ugh. 19. Drat. Okay. Remember, gotta stay focused, stay calm, refocus down, reconsolidate our thoughts. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that there's the queen's trapped. Let's see. Yeah. I think rook takes still, no. If we play rook takes, we lose our Hey. Thinking bishop takes. I mean, rook takes bishop. Because if we take here, he could take the queen. If we take the queen, he takes that queen, attacks our rook. The only sad thing about doing that is we could move our queen. I really don't like to move it there because then he'll try another attack there to remove our queen. So what do you think? Queen here, I mean, takes the bishop. Queen takes. We lose that if we do. So I think rook. What do you think? What do you guys think? This? I was thinking about trapping, but the only sitch is here, here, Because sometimes you can't win the queen. Sometimes it's just winning a piece and then winning the game. So I'm gonna take, yeah. There's really no way we could trap that queen unless we lose our own queen. It's like, why do that when we can win a piece? Okay, here we go. Let's see. We're on a roll. I like this kind of counter pin idea. Type of that's kind of a nice idea here. I'm trying to see, is there anything else we can do that see, yeah, everything's protected. That's protected. This is discovery here. But if we play queen to d7, we'll be able to pin the discovery. So if he moves here, we take the queen. If he moves here, if he moves back, if he moves over there, we take the queen. And the queen wouldn't be able to survive very long. And we can, if he doesn't do anything, we can always play queen takes knight. So I believe queen d7. What do you guys think? I don't really see anything else. Even takes here isn't important. We just take the queen. What you guys think? Here? Queen? That was a power move. It was a pin. See, that was a total smash. It was the funniest thing. He thought he had us with a discovery, and it's like, really? We have a counter pin on you, and it's even more powerful. So you gotta watch when you do counter pins like that. When that could happen. So don't always react to, like, I mean, in that situation, somebody might have actually castled and believed the threat, but all it was just removing the pin and creating a stronger one. So let's see here. Okay, this takes here. I mean, that takes here. This pushes here. Yeah. Sometimes they just don't accept that could happen, and it's better to, he should have just. I had a guy that I played that was over 2,000, and rather than lose his queen, he actually rather than lose a piece, I checkmated him. So he did a bad move, and it was a queen pin, but there was mate, which is even better. So that was a sweet game. Let's see here. Okay. There was one that was a moves like 8 tactic here, and it was really cool. And you had to see 3 moves deep. It was there. It was two 2200 level players that were playing a 5-minute game like this one here. I noticed that a lot of the tactics arise from these 5-minute games, so it's really interesting. So if you wanted to go over like a 5-minute game, that's a cool one. So here we go. Now we gotta stay focused. Gotta stay in the fray here. Get ready. Get my mind right. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay. We have a pin onto the queen, so that's why he's playing h6. If we retreat back, pawn push, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, we'd still have that counterattack with the rook, so that doesn't work. rook D. Rook D1, interesting idea. Do we have any follow-up to excuse me, bishop to D7? Sorry about that. Dry throat. Let's see here. Trying to see if there's anything, any follow-up to that we can do. Trying to see, is there anything deeper that we could play? Anything? 'Cause sometimes there's you just gotta step back for a second. That's a good move. That is a good move. Yeah, that's this one right here is this problem piece. So I was thinking if we played here, the bishop came, takes. If he pushes, and we take. Do we get anything for that? Well, maybe we do. Let's see, rook here, here, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. We could counterattack, couldn't we? If we played here, we could actually counter with knight to e5. That could be our counter idea. Then after it takes, the rook would take. Okay, rook here, bishop here, knight to e5. And then if he takes here, we play rook takes. The queen has to move. Well, actually, let's see. I'm sorry. Let's see if we play. One sec. I believe. Let's see if we play here, here, there. Rook takes. Dang, this is a sitch, isn't it? It looks so good if this bishop wasn't pinned or attacked. Let's see here, here, here. So takes, takes. Let's see if bishop takes, queen takes. So that's not good. I don't really see anything else that potentially. Let's see. Is there anything? Let me give it a shot. Okay, at this point, we'll use the knight move. There we go. The bishop idea was a good idea. I mean, the rook idea, that's the winner. That's the winner idea. Hey, how you doing? Okay, we have a couple ideas here. We have knight takes, forking queen and rook. Forking queen and rook. That's you know, right in our face. We have here, we have pawn push, which attacks the rook and knight, which potentially there would be a check here. But then we take, queen takes, take. So which one is more forcing? Which one? This one or the knight or the pawn? I like the knight, but I'm not sure about that. Let's just take a look to see what's been planned here. Yeah, I believe that's. I like the knight one too. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Really? Oh, snikies. Yeah, you could take with the queen because this is off limits. Drat. Irritating there. We gotta stay. We gotta get refocused though. I should have analyzed that instead of moving fast. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's talk this out. Okay, knight moves here. There's a power move. There we go. Okay. Queen c3. Interesting. Yeah. That is an interesting idea, doesn't it? It's a fork right on through. I don't know though. Could he defend both with queen to d7 though? Oops, sorry. Here, queen d7. No, I see what we could do. Okay, if queen, queen d7, then we push this pawn here, and when the knight moves, then we take with yeah. So we take the knight. Is there anything that he can counter attack us with? Maybe just takes there, but then we can always retreat our queen out. There we go. Alright. You have to see that b5, otherwise if you don't see the b5 move, it looks like it doesn't work. Oh boy. Let's see here. Yeah, today's the rest day for the Fabiano, Nakamura, Caruana. No, sorry, I said Caruana twice. Nakamura, Anon, Levon, Aronian, and let's see who else is there. Oh, MVL, and then Mickey Adams, and then I always forget the name of the other. Really, there's Kariak, and I always forget the name of the other guy. He's a good player too, but for some reason I always forget it. Oh yeah, there you go, Magnus too. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Karyakin can hold the win trend that he's on. Oh yeah, Wesley. I keep forgetting those guys. Yep. Yeah, the interesting thing now is Caruana is the second highest rated person in FIDE right now. It used to be Aronian, Levon. So tells you with draws though at the certain levels that they're playing at, it really does affect their points. Like Levon was like 28 over 2800, and when he drew with a person that's like 27 something, it really does affect their rating like half a point, which is a huge amount when there's like three players as well, like Mamajaro, Caruana, on only like 2 or 3 points away from number 2 in the world. But it's not important to Caruana if he's number 2 or number 1. He just plays good. He plays good chess. That's one thing that we have to get. It's not about rating. It's about playing good moves. Same with us. Let's see here. Okay, now we got a chess mindset in. Let's see here. Yeah, I gotta refocus down. We gotta do this. Yep. You don't know even when he's in trouble if he's upset or not. That's what we need to have when you play. You shouldn't turn red or look away like, what did I just do? Okay, let's see. Okay, we have a potential back rank mate sitch. Do you see? If we are able to double these up, we can do a back rank mate. He would have to do a loft, as I think that's a German word or French. I'm not exactly sure. It's one of those in there. Too bad we didn't have a pawn. That'd be a nice fork. Let's see here. Okay, dokie. G5? Interesting. If we did, okay, let's take a look. G5. He can't play here. Can't play there. Can't play here. Can only play there. Huh. Interesting. Wow. And potentially after we do that, we could actually take here too, with our bishop maybe, or take with our rook. Well, see, the cool thing is after we do this, and let's say we did take, and let's say you try to double up, you can always just go C6 and your bishop's protected. Then you can double up rooks anyways. So let's see. I'm gonna go. I like G5. I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's say that he moves here, right? Let's say we play here. Let's say he doubles up rooks. You just go C6 and everything's protected. And that's totally winning. Let me see here. We're doing it, guys. We're climbing up the ladder one problem at a time. We're threatening mate. See if we can get rid of this rook somehow. You would have check there, check back, and then checkmate. So we just have to remove that rook somehow. I was looking at here, but that still allows there, then he can retreat back there. Then we can move our king up. Whew, interesting. We gotta be careful. That's a potential interesting idea as well. Let's see here. That forks the rook and the knight. That is interesting. Let's see. Can we trap the knight? No, because the knight could actually take this pawn here. It's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. But it can bishop d6. Check. Alright, not these. E6. That's right. E6. King moves. Then we can actually do a fork, can't we? Yeah, nice. Yeah, that does work, doesn't it? Yeah, because here he moves, and if we move here, he can't take because of a back rank. Yeah. You can't do that yet because we haven't put him in a checkmate idea. It's too early. It's a good idea. Let's go for this. And then there. Then you take. And then we take here. And then it's game over. I'll show you right here. The reason is it's a good idea. It's just way too soon because this could actually move. See, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Let's see here. Let's see what would be a good move. I want to get computer move. Probably takes here. Probably just takes, yeah. And then there's all your attack's gone, but the move is you have to wait for the check there because then it drives him into the corner. And once he's in the corner, you can actually fork the two pieces because this can't happen because any one of these rooks would checkmate him. Anyone. So it's like you've just made this bishop untouchable. Let's see here. That was a good idea, but it was just too soon. It's just a little too soon. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a wrong idea. It's just too soon. Because the idea was correct. It just needed one more move to happen. It just needed one more move. You first had to check, and then you could come back to f5. All you needed was one check. And then it threw him in the corner, and then the bishop was untouchable. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. This is a really jumbled up position, isn't it? Okay, if we took on, takes here, here, hold on, let's just go back real quick. There. This rook goes there. Let's see. I know, I see a discovery check. The only sitch about here is that takes, and let's say we come back. He really can't intercept with the rook, can he? But he could. No, yeah. I think we win the. I think we might win. Let's see here. If he moves there, we can actually play check here with the rook. See here, if he moves there, we just retreat back. And this queen pins the rook on there, so if he intercepts there, the queen takes the queen. So, okay, now that we know that this more likely is the correct move, because it's more of a power attacking move. Let's see, is there any counters that he can play? Well, he could take back here. And then we take with the queen, check, and he has to move. And then we take rook checks, rook check. Yeah, I like this move. Wow, that is interesting. Let's see if we take here. I think that that move might be a slight inaccuracy, just slightly, because then if he can move here, and then there's really no more checks that we can do. Yeah, like queen takes. I think the only stitch about, I'll show you why this doesn't work. And now he's his king's safetied by all these pieces. The knight guards that spot there. The rook guards this spot. This rook guards here. The knight guards here. This knight is soon to be taken by that knight. So you had to. It wasn't a bad idea. Just the consequences were too much. I didn't like the consequences. You're right. You know what? It was a good. You know what? Good idea. It did do a double check. I gotta say, that was a good find. The double check is good. It's we just didn't have enough follow through to do the final KO or checkmate in chess. That was a really good power move. That's like one of the strongest ones. A double check. Let's see. Queen there. Where's c4? C4, c4. C4 is over here. Trying to see where is everything. What do we want to do here? Oh yeah, no, that is. It'd be nice if we were white, but no, we're black. We're playing black. C4 would be a good idea, but let's see here. That's okay. Not a problem. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is it something to do with a check? Potential check. The only sitch about that is potentially here. So I'm not. Well, you're right. If potentially there, you're right, because then you can just take. Let's see, rook. I think there's two rooks. Okay, so rook a8, check. Then if it comes up, that's mate. That's not mate. Ouch. I'm thinking, let's see, rook e8. I really don't see anything that he could do after rook. Well, let me see. Could he just move his knight though? Is there would he? I don't know if the rook. Let's see. He could just move his knight, can he? I'm not sure if the rook idea. Oh, I'm not sure which one's right. We do have a potential idea of a knight move too. So we have to take into consideration knight knight to c5 or c4. Knight f5. Knight f5. Knight takes f5. Yeah, because this is a complicated one. It's here. What does he play at this point? What does white play though? Because I'm not sure if that's an idea. This is an idea. Here's an idea. There's an idea. The only problem with rook to e1 is his knight can just move, and then there's nothing that we have, because it's not that it's not a good idea. I just don't see anything after rook e1 that potentially has an idea. Rook e1, knight to c6, knight f5. The only problem with knight f5 at this, if we played rook here, and then he moved here, and then we moved our knight, he can actually win our rook. Because the pin doesn't work anymore. Let's see, rook a1. Boy, I'm just so confused about what to do. This is puzzling here. Cause here. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's a double attack on the queen and rook. Now I see what you're saying. I think that this is actually right. Now that I look at it, I don't know why I didn't see it, but when this moves here, it attacks the queen, and that attacks the rook at the same time, so it's a double. Oh, let's try. Oh, wow, that was right. Wow. I'm sorry, Railbird, you were right. You were right. That was right. Let's see why this was wrong. That was right. You were right. And let's say here. Oh, he can, let's see. Let's see, what could, what's the response here? So rook takes, knight takes. You'd have to retreat back. So okay, so we still win there. Mate and 7. There's a mate. Yep. That was right. That was. It wasn't that your ideas, your guys, the E1 wasn't a good idea. It just didn't lead to mate. And that's the goal: is checkmate. You guys still would have been up material, but you know what? Mate's more powerful. But that is right. You guys would have been up material. But if you can KO, or sorry, checkmate your opponent, or win, go for that one. But that was a difficult one. I wasn't sure which one was which. Because that didn't look like a power move to me, but long distance outwise it was. So it tells you that we need to, what looks maybe not like a power move may deeper into the move sequences be a power move. So I gotta have to take that consideration when I play against other players, that it's not what is seen, it's what's not seen. That's it's a little deep there, right? Queen sack, where let me see. Okay, here. Are you okay, you're thinking about queen takes knight, queen takes rook check, and then so you have to get rid of this guy for any of the rook ideas to work. So let's just take a look. Here, rook takes check, king moves over. Rook comes back, check. King moves back. Actually, that's mate, isn't it? Wait a second. No, you have to. I apologize. I was wrong. That's, you have to go here, 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 here. You have to do. Oh, wait a second. I don't know if that is that right. I don't know. Now that I think about it, here, 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 here. Well, can't the queen just take the bishop though? Like here, here, rook takes. If we try to come back and attack the queen, could actually take the bishop with the queen. Oh man. Huh. Maybe this idea is actually right, now that I think about it. Because this looks so tempting, but the only sitch is, after that, we don't have anything that is enough to defend this. Because we can, I guess we can move our rook over, but then the queen could take, takes, and takes. Yeah, we would lose more material than we would gain. Oh man, is that right? Okay, let's calculate d2. Queen here. Let's say the queen moves. Let's say she moves there. Now we can double up our rooks with check. Actually, the queen wouldn't be able to do that. So here, we'll just say back here, we double up our rooks with check. The king moves. We do a double check. King moves back, and then we checkmate. But actually, we can't do that because oh, this knight, drat, the knight. Why knight? Why? So, nope. I think this was right. Yeah, drat. We have to go with our, we gotta think now, okay. We gotta talk through it and not get, confused there. Okay, here, let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Trying to see here. I'm thinking knight takes knight. Then if pawn takes, queen takes, forking the queen, and the king check. Wow, that's a total take outer, isn't it? Ouch. Let's see. There. Can't take there, so because that the queen's protecting. Oh man, that hurts. trying to think, is queen d6 correct? Because we're still going with the idea of if he takes here, we could take back. Yeah, I think you're right about, now that I think about it, this actually allows for a pin there. Let's look deep. There has to be something. There's always a flaw in the move sequences. What am I not seeing here? What am I not seeing? Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we play here, if he takes here, we take. We're forking the rook, so if he moves. Oh man, I don't want to be wrong on this one. This one's difficult. I didn't think he was going to actually play that crazy move. I didn't think he was going to play that. That's like... yeah. Okay, let me just go for one calculation here. What if he doesn't take, though? What if he just plays here? I guess we can retreat our knight out, right? So if we play here, let's say he plays here, we can actually just retreat. Let's give it a shot. Yep. Good call, guys. Hmm. Let's see. See, place there. So knight takes e4. Bishop takes. So if knight takes, let's say pawn takes, that would attack our, actually you're right, because he can't. Say there, queen takes, and then check, and then we double up. Let's make sure that this is right. Yeah, there. Yep. Because if takes, then we win. We win material. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I'll do one more, then I have to log off for some work and study before bed. Come on. We'll end on a positive note. I know. Let's see here. Okay, if bishop takes, knight, king takes, we can check there. If he comes over, we can check. Actually, let's see if he takes there, takes, takes. So there. If rook e8. So queen there. So if he moves a rook, if he moves his rook over, and then if we check after that, I don't know which rook. Let's see. Let's say here. Let's say this rook slides over. So we'd basically play check there, and then he would have to move back. And I think that'd end up being mate. Oh, drat. I'll do one more. We gotta finish on a positive. It looked like it worked, but it wasn't. We had to remove the knight. It's okay. We'll finish on this one. We'll finish on a positive, especially when it's only 6. If we get one that's like 13, that'll really boost everything. So not to worry. Let's see here. Huh. Let's see, the rook's being attacked. Let's see if we go queen d2 there, d3. Rook would have to go over. Then we attack there. If he goes up here, see b3, slides over. Then we attack him there. Yeah, I think b3 actually. b3 is the one that pushes him this way, and then we take there. That's okay. Not a problem. We'll end on that 4, of course, right? That's okay. Okay, with that, thank you guys for all the help. We'll get back up. Don't worry. You know what? We have learning. We learned. So, and so with that, as what can you show what happens after queen to g5? This is queen g5. Okay. Oh. Queen c. Oh, c3, then g5. Okay. We'll take a look. You just jam a rook there, and it stops. Okay. Hey, that was cool. I'm glad we looked at that. Okay. As Wesley So says, through Lord Jesus, as I say, God bless, guys, and I will see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. We're going to build up our rating, okay? And remember, as always, keep moving forward and keep studying. Only look back to learn, but keep moving forward. Bye.